What's going on, you guys? I'm as always Mr. Grimreaper 512. Welcome everybody to my channel, and welcome back to Mob Week. Today's a very special day. Today is the 20th episode of Back in Time. On today's episode, we're going to go back to 2002 with a film with one of my favorite Tom Hanks films that he came out with, called Road to Perdition. Now, this movie is directed by Sam Mendes. It is produced by Richard Dean Zanuck, and Sam Mendes himself. This was adapted from a graphic novel that was written by Max Allan Collins and Richard Piers Rayner. Okay, let's see here. And just so everyone knows, there will be spoilers in this. There will be major spoilers involved. So, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm surprised you haven't. Go to your local video store or get online and watch this movie, because this movie is really good. So, alright. So, there is a lot of spoilers in this. And I'm going to go through the movie, and we're going to talk about what happened in the movie and everything else. So the movie starts out in 1931 during the Great Depression. Michael Sullivan Sr. is an enforcer for the Irish mob boss John Rooney in Rock Island, Illinois. Rooney raised the orphan Sullivan and loves him more than his own biological son, Connor. Rooney sends Connor and Sullivan to meet with a disgruntled associate, Finn McGovern. But Connor shoots McGovern, resulting in Sullivan gunning down McGovern's men. Sullivan's 12-year-old son, Michael Jr., has hidden in his father's car and witnessed the event. Despite Sullivan swearing his son to secrecy and Rooney pressuring Connor to apologize for the reckless action, Connor murders Sullivan's wife, Annie, and younger son, Peter. At the same time, he sends Sullivan to an ambush at a speakeasy. Sullivan realizes it's a setup, kills two men at a bar, and escapes. He goes to Chicago with his son to seek Al Capone for work and to discover the location of Connor, who has gone into hiding. Capone's underboss, Frank Nitti, rejects Sullivan's proposal before informing Rooney of the meeting. Rooney reluctantly allows Nitti to dispatch assassin Harlan McGuire, who is also a crime scene and photographer, to kill Sullivan. McGuire tracks him and his son to a roadside diner, but fails to kill Sullivan. Realizing McGuire's intentions. Oh, by the way, Jude Law's Harlan McGuire. Sorry. Sullivan escapes through the bathroom and punctures McGuire's car tire before fleeing. In reaction to the ordered hit, Sullivan begins robbing the bank that holds Capone's money, hoping to trade it for Connor. Sullivan is impeded when the mob withdraws his money, so he visits Rooney's accountant, Alexander Rance, at his hotel. The encounter is a setup, with Rance stalling Sullivan until McGuire enters with a shotgun. In the ensuing crossfire, Rance is killed, McGuire is injured by flying glass shards, and Sullivan escapes with the ledgers. As Sullivan flees, McGuire shoots him in his left arm. When his father collapses from his wound, Michael Jr. drives his father to a farm where a childless elderly couple help him recover. Sullivan bonds with his son and discovers from the ledgers that Connor has been embezzling from his father for years. I'm gonna tell you about that son of a bitch. Why I hate Connor so much. Using the names of dead men. As the Sullivans depart, they give the couple much of the stolen money. Sullivan confronts Rooney with the information while they attend mass. Rooney already knew about the embezzlement and that Connor was likely to die. If not by Sullivan's hand, then by the Chicago outfit once Rooney dies. He still refuses to give up his son. He encourages Sullivan to leave with Michael Jr. Bad choice. Later one night, cloaked by darkness and rain, Sullivan locates Rooney, pulls out a Tommy gun, and slays his entire side. As Rooney mutters that he is glad his killer is Sullivan, reluctant Sullivan pulls the trigger, seeing no further reason to protect Connor. Nitty reveals his location after making Sullivan promise to end the feud. Sullivan goes to the hotel where Connor is hiding and kills him, which I was so happy about. Sullivan drives his son to stay at his Aunt Sarah's beach house in Perdition, a town on the shore of Lake Michigan. However, he is ambushed and shot by disfigured McGuire. As McGuire prepares to photograph the dying Sullivan, Michael Jr. appears and points a gun at McGuire, but cannot muster the will to fire. Sullivan pulls out his gun and kills McGuire before dying in his son's arms. Mourning his father's death, Michael Jr. returns to live with the elderly farm couple. Growing up, Michael Jr. reflects that his father's only fear was that his son would become just like him. Michael states that he has never held a gun since the fatal encounter between McGuire and his father. When asked if Sullivan was a good or bad man, he replies, "He was my father." So, I completely forgot to talk about the cast. Okay, so the cast has Tom Hanks, Tyler Hoechlin, Paul Newman, Jude Law, Daniel Craig, Stanley Tucci, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Liam Aiken, Dylan Baker, and Ciarán Hinds. What I liked about this movie, what I liked the most about this movie was the father-son aspect between Senior and Junior. Now, Michael Sullivan Sullivan, Tom Hanks' character, is trying to keep his son away from the life, trying to keep his son away from being a gangster because he doesn't want his son to be that way. And I don't think Junior really wanted to be that to begin with. Now I want to get into Connor. I want to talk about this son of a bitch. This asshole decides to go to this man's home. Because his mind is so out of place. He decides to go to this man's home and kill his family. Because he thinks that the son is gonna go snitch and tell and all that. And then not to mention the fact that Michael is dealing with a bunch of bastards. Nitty, every last one of them are trying to keep a secret. Are trying to keep a secret from Michael, from Tom Hanks' character. What I liked at the end of that movie, at the end of Road to Perdition, what I liked about it is that the character, Jude Law's character, finally gets it in the end. During this whole time, Jude Law's character, McGuire, This dude is a sick bastard, man. He's a sick son of a bitch. He he takes he takes these crime scene photos, as I said before, as I said in the plot. He's a crime scene photographer, but he enjoys doing what he loves. He enjoys taking pictures of dead bodies. He killed this during a crime scene. He killed this guy that was trying to that was that had this guy had gotten stabbed. This guy had gotten stabbed, and he was waking up. He was just, I guess he was unconscious. But while he was waking up, while he was barely waking up, McGuire sees this, goes to him, takes the knife out of his shoulder, which this isn't a fatal blow, by the way. He takes a knife out of his shoulder and stabs him right in the fucking heart. That's how sick this bastard is, and I'm glad he got it. I'm glad that Harlan got it in the end. He was a sick puppy, but the one character I think I would like to say that I gave most of a damn about was Paul Newman's character, John Rooney. I think Rooney treated Sullivan like a son. But for Rooney to do what he did, I think Rooney was trying to fight. I think Rooney was trying to fight his himself in this. He was trying to fight himself from whether or not to tell Michael the truth, or whether or not to give up his son, because he was having a trouble trying to give up Connor, who I said was a jackass. But even still, I think that Rooney was trying to be good. Rooney was trying to be good towards Michael, but he had to. When Michael found out about the embezzlement that was going on with Rooney, with Connor, he went to the church. I remember that scene. He went to the church and he told them he wanted to know the truth. He wanted the goddamn truth from Rooney himself. And Rooney knew, but he didn't, he didn't want people to kill his son. It kind of reminds me of what that Russian asshole did in that one movie in John Wick, which I'm gonna talk about later on. Which I'll probably review that one at a later time, because I reviewed the second one a while back. It's on my channel, by the way. But it reminds me so much of John Wick. At the scene where John is in the house after he just got the dog from his dead wife. These Russian assholes, the idiots that he met at that station, at the gas station, go to his house. The son was asking about the car, and he was telling him that he didn't care. But they go to his house. They try to kill him. They try to kill John, but they kill his dog. And he's pissed. He's pissed. I don't blame him. That's why John did what he had to do. So I think, going back to this movie, going back to Road to Perdition, Michael did what he had to do, not just to protect his son, but also to get payback on the bastards responsible for killing his wife and younger son. And but in the end, I felt that this movie did really good. I like this movie. Everyone did really exceptionally well. and you got a chance to see him think. You got a chance to see you got a chance to see what I like about Tom Hanks is that when he's in a movie, the camera doesn't hold off on him. He thinks about what he's gonna do. He's a thinker about what he thinks about stuff while he's doing what he needs to do. But I got that from inside the actor studio, by the way. But anyway, I like this movie a lot. I like the story it told. I've never read the graphic novel. I want to now. But as far as everything else goes, this movie did exceptionally good. I enjoyed it a lot. And you damn right, I give it a 10 out of 10. Tom Hanks, Jude Law, and Paul Newman all did exceptionally good in this film. The kid that played Junior was also exceptionally good as well. With his acting, and I felt that this movie did really good. So let me know in the comments down below what y'all guys think. That's gonna be it for me. And I'm going to give you guys 2 more reviews here in a little bit. I'm Mr. Grimreaper Fallen 2, and I will see you all in the afterlife. Happy 20th. Peace.